What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for coming back and watching Chasing Grace. Last week was an amazing response on our launch day video, the Hell Week. If you haven't watched that video, please go check it out. It's the first moment we're putting the boat back in the water and a lot of things go wrong. This week we are showing you the Maiden Voyage, the first sail with this boat after her amazing renovation, taking her from Fort Lauderdale up to Charleston, South Carolina, my hometown, to finish her renovation. The sail was incredible. We learned a lot. We saw some amazing things, but we also had a lot of problems. At one point, we lose the engine and we're adrift in the Gulf Stream for an entire day, and there were some scary moments. We hope you enjoy it. Please, please, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. We're desperately trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. This weekend is my birthday, and I would really love that as a present if I could get some subscribers for this channel, because we are all working so hard, and we appreciate you guys. Also, massive thank you to the patrons, the people who are supporting for as little as $5 a month on Patreon right now. We're about to set sail to the Bahamas. We have stupidly spent all of our money renovating this sailboat, so she's ready to go. And the Patreons are supporting us by buying our groceries, our food, our diesel, and we greatly appreciate you. You enable us to make these videos, and you're keeping the dream alive. We hope you guys have a great time. Enjoy this video. Oh, and by the way, we left some of the cuss words into this video. There was just too many of them. And so if you have kids around you, be warned, there's some F-bombs. But enjoy the video, guys. Thanks. So we're set to leave tomorrow. Matt from Sailing by Felicia's coming down, because we need a licensed captain to keep the boat insured while we're sailing, because we're not qualified. We don't know what we're doing yet. So he's got his 100-ton, and he has been nice enough to say that he's going to come down and help us. He's a lifesaver. Shout out to you, Matt. And now we're running around. We have to make, what, 4 or 5 trips with 4 jerry cans for diesel, because we don't feel confident enough to go to a fuel dock. We're repairing the dipstick for the oil. What else do we have to do? We have 60 single-gallon jugs of water from Walmart trying to fill the water tanks, because our water tanks decided to run out yesterday after 3 weeks. Of course, we leave tomorrow. So we're making lots of runs and honestly creating lots of plastic waste with all the water bottles, which I hate. But it's the only time we have to do this kind of shit. Like, we're installing the water maker soon, so we won't have to deal with that.
I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie, but I think with Matt's help we'll be able to get it done. Yeah. And we'll learn some things along the way and figure it out, you know? Do what we can.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Kieran, I got bad news for you. This is my seat. We got shit.
Uh-oh.
You missed me, buddy.
How are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming down here to help us.
You're welcome. Hey, boy.
So we're grabbing provisions, lots of Nor pasta sides, lots of soup, because we have no money at all. And we're bringing all the water and all the diesel back to the boat, making all the dinghy runs.
Ow!
You hit your head?
Yep.
Yeah, that one cross, I should have warned you, that one cross member gets us all. It looks a whole lot better.
That looks like it's actually taken up a good bit.
I guess we can do it now.
Yeah,
I was
well,
gonna
it's
wait
off.
for it to come out and epoxy down there, but we can epoxy it here.
Yeah.
It's much easier. I have other tubes if we need one.
Yes, where? If you've ever seen a legendary picture of Charlie on the hot dog bun with mustard before,
No, not. So the base of the dipstick is coming loose from its mount. I don't know how it was missed in the engine rebuild, but Nick is just taking some epoxy to repair it quickly. And we also grab a photo for the wall of fame and shame, which he puts out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm making some quick dinner for the crew, and we call it a night. And then it's back to getting more diesel. Apparently we're not supposed to be getting this from the gas station. We're supposed to be getting marine diesel, but I honestly didn't know that. We also send Nick on his way. He's driving my dad's truck back to our hometown for us. My dad had brought his truck down to help us out, and Nick's helping us out again, so it takes a village, I guess. We're also using this little siphon tube we picked up from West Marine. It's got a check valve in it, a little ball bearing. So basically we can run it into our diesel tanks and use that to fill up our fuel tanks aboard without having any spillage. We're picking up Captain Matt from Sailing by Felicia, a complete stranger we met online who has volunteered to come help us just because he's a legend of a guy.
Don't worry, Charles. We'll get it all figured out.
The biggest thing that I've been kind of juggling with since I've heard all the variables is you want to sail a lot, we want to save diesel fuel, but also the wind is light. So there's a math problem of okay, if we maintain a perfect speed, we can get almost there in 3 days. But what if we're sailing at 4.5 knots? Then maybe it's worth it. We'll just all right, we'll only get so far in that 3 day period, and then we'll spend a day and a half
waiting.
But those will be things that we'll have lots of time to discuss and consider all the options and come up with. My goal is I'm going to get a screwdriver. I want to take all the at least the positive connection points off the back of the alternator, just scuff them up with a little sandpaper, make sure there's good, clean connections.
He says manual pump for the oil. So,
Fucker. Alright, this is a bad idea.
what'd you do?
I'm trying to get the wrench on the hot, and it keeps arcing between the...
What if we disconnect the battery? Will it not arc anymore?
Yes, that's the... Yes.
And we'll just keep the engine bay clean so that we can see anything.
Because that's how you establish a baseline. If there's a little bit of oil, it's hard to tell how much oil is there. But if it's clean, you know if there's new oil or...
Yeah.
I love this thing being center mounted.
Yeah.
You can all be around it. And it's not
Yeah.
bad.
And then also I'm going to sit down and reread the weather synopsis just to see if there's any updates.
Okay. Let's try to start it. Yeah?
Yep.
So you got your jump starter working?
I'll turn it on when you're ready.
Go ahead.
She's on.
So we've got the engine running, we're looking for oil leaks, and we're checking the output of the alternators. And right now, everything's looking pretty good.
Matt, what are you doing right now?
We are tightening the engine mounts.
Because they weren't touching at all.
One of them was actually touching. The other three, when we started the engine, all of the nuts and washers were vibrating off of the mounts. God damn it, Charlie, how are you so cute?
His ears are in sport mode.
You are so cute.
So after dinner, Matt and I have a nice talk about social media and sailing, two things we're both passionate about. And then we run down to get some rest because tomorrow is a big day, the Maiden Voyage.
It's first morning of our sail to Charleston, and we're trying to get the dinghy up. And that's our first obstacle. Winch isn't working. We can't get it pulled up. We're not strong enough. But we'll figure it out.
We picked up this eye-bolt from West Marine earlier. We're installing that to hold up these tiny blocks that the winch will one day use. And we're putting that in so that we can use those tiny blocks to pull this tender up by manpower.
Do you want to try to get the other side even, or how do you want to roll it?
Alright, well, let's get going then. Good. Ready? Alright. Karen, I might need a hand. This is going to be a bitch and a half. Right there. Above the water line.
How's it feel, Chase? We're on our way.
Once we get out 2 bridges, I'll be really happy. What do you think, Charlie? What do you think?
Matt is taking the first shift of our hourly engine checks, and everything looks fine so far.
17th Street Bridge. This is sailing vessel grade southbound. 17th Street Bridge. Thank you so much for the opening. Have a great day. 17th. You call me Jack. Hell yeah.
Bridge number 2 down.
Turn the camera around right now.
So we'll slow down, get to like 1 mile an hour, and then we're gonna pull on this jib sheet right here. And the wind coming off the side of the boat is gonna do all the work for us. So we're gonna pull, the sail will go out, we'll make our adjustments, and then fill the engine.
I love it. Hell yeah!
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Congratulations, buddy. You're sailing.
For 4.5, I'd be psyched.
So every hour we're taking turns doing checks. We're visually checking the engine to make sure there's no oil leaks, nothing sputtering around. We're checking to make sure that no water is coming in through the prop shaft. We're checking to make sure that there's not too much water in the bilge.
Try it again. Hold the back button.
1, 2, 3. We can sail out of this. Just gotta get it nice and tight.
We're all good. I don't think we need to start the engine there. Kieran, you can disconnect it. We were able to sail out of it. Sorry. How do you feel?
I should feel better already though. Dramamine works wonders.
Just a little bit of.
Thank you, West Marine.
Just a little bit of seasickness.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay, man. Be like Charlie. Be chill, man. So Kieran's just told me that he's got some party tricks, Matt. I just saw it.
Okay.
You want to see?
Of course.
Show me your party tricks, Kieran. It's so random, but awesome.
To do it right, you gotta work together perfect so it's not like vlogging,
Right.
but it's not catching wind either.
So Matt and I were going to try to put the battens in the sail. They basically are lawn rods that help the sail maintain shape, but it was just too difficult to put them in under sail, so we said screw it, we're going without them, and we're finally raising the mainsail for the first time.
Oh man, that's sexy. Hold right there, Matt. She liked that.
I heard it.
So we're sailing offshore, but we're looking at the weather, and we might have some bad wind on the last couple days, and we might have to duck in somewhere. So we're just trying to make that contingency plan.
All right, so we made it through the first morning. It's 6 a.m. We're barely moving 3 knots. We're moving more like 2.5. You see there on the chart. That first light's really beautiful. I think Kieran and I are getting a bunch of different looks as far as like sail plan and you know what it's expected, what it's supposed to be like.
I was 2 hours late for my shift. Matt apparently shook me up and tried to wake me up, and I just didn't wake up. So sorry, Matt. But yeah, Kieran and I put the sails away by ourselves. We were motoring for a little bit. I think we probably got 2-3 hours of motoring until the wind fills in again, and it's nice being out here, isn't it, Kieran?
It's looking good out here.
You point us into the wind so it's easier for that sail to come up. How are we? Right, still turning to port, buddy? Hey, we're sailing! Okay. So let's take out the jib. You guys ready?
Yes, sir. Beautifully done, sir.
So we're going faster with the wind than the motor. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, baby. Good job, Captain Carey. Here she is, folks. The 1994 Beneteau 510, recently rebirthed by yours truly. And many others. I had much help. The old dirty quantum sails flying. And they're doing pretty well. We don't even have the battens in them or the reef points. But we're flying, doing 8-9 knots, just over 30 miles offshore, headed from Miami
to Charleston, South Carolina. Cheers, buddy. Boom.
You saw her?
It's right there in front of me. It just landed on the deck. It was sitting here for the longest time. It's right there now. See on the sheet? Day 2 going down. Justin Timberlake, baby. Chicken and rice, wiener dog, showers on the stern.
My phone's in my pocket.
Life is good.
I don't have that locker.
So to set the stage, I'm up on night watch, it's the middle of the night, and I see this glare just coming flashing over my shoulder. And my first thought is that it's a powerboat overtaking us. And I freak out and I see this thing taking off, this inferno on the shore, like 85 miles away. And I scream and yell, I go, Kieran, Matt, get up here. And Matt, being half asleep, runs through the galley and basically breaks his toe on the old lead acid battery that we left sitting there. So he let out an expletive, but we see some amazing things. Look, SpaceX. Grab the Sony. Grab the Sony.
God damn it!
You okay?
Fucking battery, man.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. You all right?
Yeah.
You break a fucking... Look at this shit. So we just saw a SpaceX launch, which was awesome, but it took off from the coastline and went right above us. And we're in a caution area on the map that says, caution, debris may fall from rocket launches. And so any second now we might all die. So we're pretty well off course. It's night 3. We're moving 6 knots. We're actually in the Gulf Stream now. A couple hours after we saw the launch. All right, Matt, you want to try it?
Yep, fire in the hole.
Here, turn the interior lights off. All the lights off.
All the lights or just the...
Give it a try, Matt.
What's that? All right, fire in the hole.
Give it a try, Matt.
Fire in the hole.
That's a really good tip I learned actually recently, is putting the jump starter right on the starter if your battery's dead. I guess you don't have to bring the battery back to life to start the engine. It's just start the engine and then the engine's charging, which is really good. Yeah, our batteries are dead. 70 miles offshore. 77, I think. All right, cool. Come on back, Karen. So after we have the sails up, we head down below to retighten one of the motor mounts because it's become loose again, and we're hand pumping the very bottom of the bilge because we want it completely dry so that we have a baseline for our hourly checks. I think this thing's cross-threaded. All right, update. So the current situation is we have no wind. The battery is completely dead. The alternator's not doing shit.
Jump starter, also dead.
Jump starter's also dead. We're charging that with the inverter, which I'm showing you here. Not the inverter, the generator. So now we're just adrift in the Gulf Stream, moving like 4 knots, 4.5, surprisingly, with the current. Kind of in the direction we want.
Ready?
Yep. Stop.
Closer.
It's a trickle charger, yeah?
Perfect. That's what we want. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We still do what we're doing. We fire up the generator, put this on the battery, also keep charging that,
Yeah.
and then just give it like a solid hour, and then
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. So hopefully with the jump pack and the bow thruster battery charged up a little bit, we can use it to start the engine. At which point we will rewire the alternators, try to get them charging, and hook those up to the old lead acid battery. We're going to move the bow thruster battery back up to the bow thruster electrical setup because it has a dedicated charger up there that was newly installed, and I'm 99% sure it's working. Once again, emotional support dog to the rescue.
By the way, for everyone wondering where Charlie's gone to the bathroom and what we're doing for Charlie for the bathroom, I want to get a piece of turf with like a tray underneath it to catch his business, but we don't have that yet. So Charlie's just been holding it. I've brought him out. His word is go outside. Like instead of go potty, I tell him go outside. And I brought him out here on the deck yesterday and today and said, hey, go outside. Nothing. This is day 3. He's been drinking water and eating food, eating people food, and he's been holding it. So he's a very good dog. Yeah!
Back in business.
Back in business, baby. My fear is dropping this thing 5 foot on my foot.
That's a broken toe.
It broke the whole thing. Foot. Let's see where it's at right now before we do anything.
Alright, so let's see if it goes up over time.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Coming for moral support. Look how salty everything is, dude. You're so weird. Why don't you go outside and go pee-pee? Right here. It's a good place for it. Not on Kieran.
Please not on me.
buddy. Alright, so it's the last night. It's 3 a.m. It's pretty rough. We are motoring, and I'm worried we're going to run out of fuel. The boat's handling well. I think the crew's handling well.
So it's 3 in the morning and it's time for Kieran to take over with the watch schedule. But we've got some problems. Not only have we reached bad weather, the plates have literally flown out of the cabinet and shattered all across the main salon. We've also discovered that our bilge is filled with oil. We have a bad oil leak.
So when the wind started picking up and it started getting crazy, I decided to put Charlie in the bed, and that's when he decided to finally relieve himself, which adds so much color to this situation.
There he is. Almost there.
Kieran, how you doing, man?
Great. I
Yeah?
actually enjoy this.
Yeah? You're a maniac. Holy shit.
Dodgers saved us earlier. The biggest wave came over the front.
Oh no, I'm very happy we have it.
At this point, the gusts are over 30 knots of wind. So we've decided to take some reefs, and we've got just a shred of the head sail out, and we're still moving.
Just had some seaweed on
Put
it.
it
That's why
away.
we got resistance. There's a fucking fish on it. Looks like a nice young tuna. Thank you, all powerful Poseidon. Yeah, baby! Sure beats the shit out of the fish I've been eating.
Alright, Matt, give it a try.
Fire in the hole!
Try again.
Try it again. Fire in the hole!
Alright, stop.
Stopping.
I'll go get the fucking bow first. Get out. Alright, Matt.
Fire in the hole!
Yeah!
You ready?
Ready.
Alright, whenever you like it.
Alright, boys.
Probably you guys can do it. Alright, Chase dared me to put some Sour Patch Kids on my bread. So, here goes nothing. Try to get one of every color. Here we go. We're all set up. Nice little fold. Not bad.
Hold on, Charlie.
Not great. I regret it.
So Matt and I are discussing some anchorage options because we can't afford a marina and there's some tricky options in Charleston. And because the weather's so bad and we're so exhausted, we decide to go ahead and tuck into Edisto, which is a few hours south of Charleston. We're not going to make it the full way, but we just need to stop. We have to. Anchor's on the bottom. On the bottom.
You have any idea how much is out?
Dude, it's impossible for me to tell because I don't have markers on it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'd say it's probably 40, 50 feet.
Okay.
Is that all of it? So we got about 150 feet out there. We're really bad at that. I'm cold. I want pasta.
I'm shivering.
We're gonna lock this anchor off and do some celebrating, some warming up, huh?
Oh yeah.
Lucky's buddy. Thanks for doing this with me.
Oh yeah.
Anchor is set. We're gonna leave the engine running for a bit to look at it, and it'll warm the boat up a little bit.
Hey, buddy. Are you okay? Are you okay, Mr. Magoo? Were you all alone?
We did it. You survived it. You're an ocean puppy. Come on.
Cheers. Salute.
Alright, so here's the morning checklist. We need to start the engine, let it warm up.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait.
Once the engine's warm, I'd like to throttle up because sometimes leaks will occur when there's more RPMs that you won't catch just idling. It's about 35 miles to the anchorage. Hope to maintain an average of 5 miles an hour. That's 7 hours. If we leave at 10, we get there at 5. I'd like to leave at 8 just to give a lot of cushion so I don't want to stress about daylight hours because that sucks. Add oil, check antifreeze, check gear lube, vacuum bilge. All that's done except for checking the gear lube. But the wind direction looks like we can go out the first 3 hours, get the jib up, and probably maintain 6. And then maybe the last like 2 hours we may slow down getting into the channel, and then once we're in the channel we'll have protection. So.
Day 5, last day. Time to go to Charleston. I can't wait to get a new wind. Sign up for Patreon, we're poor.
It's dripping like a drop every second. Hold that for now, see how it looks.
Fuck my computer. So at this point we have a lot of wind, an uncomfortable amount of wind. We are really cooking. And remember that we don't have the reef lines in our mainsail, so we need to put the mainsail completely away. So we put the head sail away just to make it easier to put the main away, and then we eventually put just a little bit of that jib right back out.
Weather wasn't a factor, I'd say we kind of are quick straight at it. But I got a feeling if we get in, the wind is going to die down, and we'll get way better, way less resistance. Yeah. So like motoring straight into a strong wind can slow us down 2 knots. It's lighter. Wow, okay.
I didn't hear a thing.
And they said that there's a partially submerged 31-foot sailing vessel.
Oh, there he is again.
As we make our way into Charleston's inlet, we decide to put the jib away and we just motor our way into the marina.
Ernest Hemingway said, "We're all apprentices in a craft that no one will ever master."
I love that. So the first anchorage we check is Patriots Point, but it's really exposed to the weather conditions. It's right in the middle of a shipping channel. so we decided to move on. We're going to Charleston City Marina, and it's notorious for a foul bottom. A lot of people lose their anchor here on old shipwrecks or underwater lines, but we're gonna risk it.
Yeah, I don't love it.
It's not fun.
That's where I'd like to be.
Where's the dinghy dock?
I think it's on the far side. You could also drop just inside of these guys.
So that's where
we would
there's,
swing in the channel a little bit.
that's where like there's like obstructions marked.
What's the high and the low of the trip?
My favorite part of the trip was the first 3 days. We had perfect weather. It allowed us to experiment with the sails, get everybody experience handling lines, and as the days went on and our confidence and competence grew as a crew, we experienced some pretty difficult weather. So we experienced the full spectrum of sailing, from the most idyllic sunsets to moments where we were kind of nervous of what was going to happen next.
Go follow Matt right now, Sailing by Felicia. Him and Lisa are legends. They're the most authentic people you will ever meet. You're a lifesaver, Matt.
Thanks,
Thank
bud.
you. I've told this guy a million times, we couldn't have done the trip without him. So if I can give anything to Matt in return, because I don't have any money to give him, I would love for him to get a big bump from this video. So please, right now, do it right now. Like, I don't know why you're still here. Go follow Sailing by Felicia. We'd really appreciate it, guys. Thanks. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, bud.
And then low of the trip is probably the many times that we went to start the engine and it wouldn't turn over because our batteries were dead. And luckily I had my jump pack that I brought aboard, and I'm very thankful for Matt being on board with us. He taught myself and Chase a lot about sailing and what it takes to do it and what's safe and what's kind of over the line of maybe we shouldn't do this. The crew on sailing vessel Grace.
That's in the blooper video for sure.
I already can't think.
You just made your way into the bloopers.
That you will always be mine. And you wanna be free.
Beefy soup on a hot day. Soup and more soup.
Soup number 20. I keep pretending to have it all under control to make me feel comfortable.
All right, guys, I hope you're enjoying this new content. Finally, we're not doing renovation stuff. We're actually sailing the boat and moving the boat. What a hell of a trip. It was awesome and peaceful and scary at the same time. Please, honestly, go follow Sailing by Felicia. They saved my butt big time. I so appreciate them, and they're great people. So go check them out. Follow Kieran. He's going to be part of the regular crew around here. He's going to be around for a while. He's taking over all the YouTube videos. Come on, Charlie. Charlie has been such a good boy on this trip. We're very proud of him. He held his pee for 3 days. Very impressive. I told him not to. I told him to go on the deck, but he, we won't talk about what happened in my bed. Anyways, what a great trip. What a great video. The high of my trip is obviously pulling into Charleston. It's been a dream of mine to get this boat of mine back to home. And, it was hell getting it here. But we're back, and I'm so happy. Low of the trip is the fact that there's so much work to be done on the boat. Honestly, if any of us are being honest, we probably shouldn't have brought this boat back to Charleston with the batteries not working and the engine being iffy. But, I'm out of money. We spent all this money on the boat to fix it, and everything should be working. And we needed to get back to Charleston so we could have family and friends here to support us and finish the boat. Stay tuned, because we have probably 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months of battening down everything, tightening it all up, making the boat perfect. We're going to completely redo the electrical system, all the refrigerators, a bunch of stuff in the interior. So lots more projects coming. And then we're going back south. We've got some really cool stuff planned. Appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. Do the things. I love you. Bye.
One time when I was in college, I was working on my dive instructor's license, and I was still like doing the apprenticeship with my head professor, my mentor, and we were taking the advanced diving class out to a very deep dive, the Vandenberg, a shipwreck in Key West. And there was a cute girl that I was interested in, and I stayed down a little too long, and we made the boat late getting back. And when I went to class the next week, my instructor set me down, or called me into his office and said, hey, and I knew the talk was coming, but he was super chill. And not that you guys need to talk, you guys did perfect. I have zero notes to give you guys on like what to do better. You guys made my job so easy. But you're a boat owner, and now you're going to be a skipper. And what I'm going to tell you only pertains to when you're taking people out to sea. It doesn't have anything to do with you. You and your boat go out, that's your life, man. Live your life. But when you start taking people out, like, there is a balance. And this is what he said to me. And he goes, we're doing it because we love it. This is our passion. This is our calling. Like, we want to be on or in the water. He's like, that's this. Like, nobody should say it shouldn't be fun. It should be fun. But the second that you start taking care of other people, like, the responsibility and the decision making always needs to be at least 51% responsibility and thoughtfulness, and 49% like, this is why we're out here. Right. So, and again, nothing happened wrong on this trip, but I just want to help maybe transfer my understanding of responsibility to the people that you take out to sea. The moment you leave the dock with people, it's your responsibility to bring them back safe and healthy.